Dreaming of a brighter future in Israel? We're here to help you make it a reality. Dear skilled professionals, greetings from Jobon International Private Limited. We are thrilled to welcome you to the recruitment process for prestigious opportunities in Israel. Your expertise as gypsum workers, tile workers, plastering workers, building frame workers, and iron bending workers is highly valued and essential to shaping world-class construction and infrastructure projects. At Jobon International, we are committed to connecting talented individuals like you with exceptional opportunities abroad. Israel offers a dynamic work environment, competitive benefits, and the chance to showcase your skills in innovative and high-standard projects. Our transparent recruitment process ensures thorough background checks and document verification, making sure your profile shines. And our fully equipped training center in Mumbai is here to help you succeed, with language development, etiquette coaching, and job-specific training. We go the extra mile with our training programs, offering practical, hands-on experience and comprehensive modules on Israeli culture, religious awareness, and even Hebrew language training. Our modern learning environment and highly qualified professionals are all set to prepare you for a successful career abroad. Your hard work and craftsmanship are the foundation of progress, and we are excited to see you contribute to Israel's thriving construction sector. We deeply appreciate your dedication, and we are here to guide you every step of the way, ensuring a smooth and successful recruitment process. Thank you for trusting Jobon International Private Limited as your partner in this journey. Together, let's build a brighter future. Warm regards, Jobon International Private Limited Recruitment Team.
We're not just talking about skyscrapers and bridges, but the skilled trades that make it all possible. You know, the men and women who get it done day in and day out. Over the next few minutes, we're going to meet 5 of these tradespeople, learn about their craft, the tools they use, and the challenges they face. Let's get to work. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the world of construction in Israel. We'll explore 5 essential trades that keep the industry moving. Let's get started. Our first stop takes us deep into the heart of a construction site, where we meet the iron benders, the unsung heroes of the construction world. These are the men and women who take long, straight pieces of rebar and turn them into the skeletal frames that hold everything together. Without their expertise, the towering skyscrapers and sturdy bridges we rely on would simply not exist. Think of it like a giant three-dimensional puzzle, only instead of cardboard, you're working with steel rods that can be thicker than your arm. Each piece must fit perfectly to ensure the structure's stability. And trust me, bending these things isn't as easy as it looks. It requires not just brute strength, but also a keen understanding of angles and leverage.
It's hot, sweaty work that requires a lot of strength and precision. Every day we face the elements, whether it's the scorching sun or the biting cold, to get the job done. We use these heavy-duty cutters and benders to shape the rebar to the exact specifications laid out in the blueprints. These tools are our lifeline, enabling us to mold the steel with precision. And speaking of blueprints, we have to be able to read those things like a roadmap. Every line and symbol on the blueprint guides us in creating a structure that is both safe and functional. Every bend, every angle, every intersection has to be perfect. Because if it's not, the structural integrity of the entire building could be compromised. No pressure, right? It's a meticulous process that demands our full attention and expertise.
But it's not just about the technical skills. Safety is paramount in this line of work. Every day we are reminded of the importance of following safety protocols to the letter. You're dealing with heavy materials, sharp edges, and potentially dangerous equipment. One wrong move and it's game over. The risks are high, but so are the rewards when we see a project come to life. That's why these guys are sticklers for safety protocols. Hard hats, gloves, safety glasses. It's all part of the uniform. Each piece of safety gear is essential in protecting us from the hazards we face daily, because at the end of the day they want to go home with all their fingers and toes. And who can blame them? After a long day of hard work, there's nothing more rewarding than knowing you've contributed to something that will stand the test of time. Next up, we're climbing high above the city streets to meet the building frame workers. These are the individuals who work tirelessly to create the skeleton of every building you see around you. These are the folks who take those intricate rebar skeletons and turn them into the bones of the building. They meticulously assemble each piece, ensuring that the structure will be strong and durable. They work with wood, steel, and sometimes even prefabricated concrete to build the walls, floors, and roofs that will eventually house families, businesses, and dreams. Each material has its own set of challenges and requires a different set of skills.
It's a job that demands a head for heights and a stomach for precarious situations. Imagine working hundreds of feet above the ground, where one wrong step could be disastrous. 1 minute you're hauling lumber across narrow beams, the next you're swinging a hammer while dangling from a scaffold. It's a constant test of balance and coordination. But we take it all in stride. The teamwork and camaraderie among the crew make even the toughest days manageable. We rely on each other to get the job done safely and efficiently. We're used to working in tight spaces, under pressure, and often in challenging weather conditions. Whether it's sweltering heat or freezing cold, we adapt and keep pushing forward. Rain or shine, we're out there, making sure the building goes up on schedule and up to code. Our commitment to the project never wavers, no matter what Mother Nature throws at us.
And let me tell you, the code is strict. Every aspect of the construction process is regulated to ensure safety and quality. These guys are responsible for making sure the building is structurally sound and safe for everyone who will eventually live or work inside. Their attention to detail is paramount. That means getting every measurement right, every angle plumb, and every connection secure. Precision is key, and there's no room for error. It's a lot of responsibility, but they handle it with a combination of skill, experience, and a healthy dose of good humor. The ability to stay positive and focused is crucial in this line of work. Because let's face it, when you're building something this big, you've got to be able to laugh at yourself. Every now and then, it's the little moments of levity that keep the team spirit high and the work enjoyable. Now let's step inside and meet the plastering workers. These are the folks who take those bare concrete and block walls and turn them into smooth, finished surfaces. They are the unsung heroes of the construction world, often working behind the scenes to ensure that every wall is perfect. Their work is not just about aesthetics, it's about creating a foundation for the final touches that make a building feel complete.
It's a messy job, no doubt about it, but somebody's got to do it, and we make it look easy. The reality is, it takes a lot of skill and patience. Each swipe of the trowel, each mix of the plaster, is done with precision and care. We take pride in our work, knowing that every smooth surface we create is a testament to our craftsmanship.
They mix up giant batches of plaster, haul it around the job site, and then apply it with a level of precision that would make a brain surgeon proud. The process starts with the perfect mix, ensuring the right consistency for application. Then it's all about timing and technique. The plaster has to be applied before it starts to set, requiring a coordinated effort from the entire team.
We use these long-handled trowels to spread the plaster evenly, creating a smooth, consistent finish. And if you think it's easy, think again. It takes years of practice to master the art of plastering. Each wall presents its own challenges, from uneven surfaces to tricky corners. But with experience, we learn to handle each obstacle with finesse.
You got to know how much pressure to apply, how to feather the edges, and how to avoid those dreaded air bubbles. And once the plaster is up, the work isn't over. The drying process is critical, and it requires constant monitoring to ensure that the plaster sets correctly. Any imperfections need to be addressed immediately, which means being on top of every detail.
We got to wait for it to dry, then sand it down to a perfectly smooth finish. It's a dusty, dirty job, but somebody's got to do it, and we do it with a smile. The satisfaction of seeing a wall go from rough to smooth is worth all the effort. It's a transformation that we take pride in, knowing that our hard work will be appreciated for years to come.
Because they know that their work is what transforms a cold concrete shell into a warm, inviting space. Their expertise and dedication are what make a house feel like a home, turning raw materials into a finished product that is both functional and beautiful. The art of plastering is more than just a job. It's a craft that requires skill, patience, and a keen eye for detail. From the walls to the floors, we're moving on to the tile workers. These are the folks who bring a touch of artistry and durability to any construction project.
Whether it's ceramic, porcelain, or natural stone, we know how to make those tiles sing.
It's a job that requires a keen eye for detail, a steady hand, and a whole lot of patience. You've got to be able to visualize the finished product, plan your layout carefully, and then execute it with precision.
We use these specialized cutters to shape the tiles to fit perfectly around corners, pipes, and other obstacles. And let me tell you, those cutters can be unforgiving. One wrong move and you've got a cracked tile and a frustrated tile setter.
But these guys are pros. They make it look easy, even when they're working on their hands and knees for hours on end.
And the results speak for themselves. A beautifully tiled floor or wall can transform a space from drab to fab in no time. It's functional, it's durable, and it can be downright beautiful.
Finally, we come to the gypsum workers. Now, you might not think much about drywall, but let me tell you, it's the unsung hero of modern construction.
We're the folks who take those big, heavy sheets of gypsum board and turn them into the walls and ceilings that define our living and working spaces.
It might not sound glamorous, but it's hard physical work. They got to hoist those heavy sheets into place, cut them to size, and then secure them with screws or nails.
And once the drywall is up, the real work begins. We gotta tape and mud the joints, sand everything down smooth, and then apply multiple coats of paint.
It's a dusty, messy process, but when it's done right, you'd never know those walls were once just a pile of drywall, and that's the beauty of it.
We are the invisible artists of the construction world. We create the smooth, seamless surfaces that you take for granted every day.
So next time you're admiring a beautifully finished wall, take a moment to appreciate the hard work and skill of the gypsum worker who made it possible. So there you have it, a glimpse into the lives and work of 5 essential construction trades in Israel. These are just a few of the many skilled men and women who are building the future, one brick, one beam, one tile at a time. Their work is essential, their skills are impressive, and their dedication is inspiring. Next time you see a construction site, take a moment to appreciate the hard work and craftsmanship that goes into every building, every bridge, every road. It's a testament to the human spirit and our ability to build something great together. All right, folks, you want to be a tradesperson, that's great. It's hard work, but honest work. Problem is, before you can start swinging a hammer professionally, you've got to jump through some hoops. We're talking about trade tests, your ticket to proving you've got the skills to make it in the big leagues. These tests are no walk in the park, but don't break a sweat just yet. We're here to give you the knowledge to ace those exams and build yourself a rock-solid career. So, grab your tool belt, put on your work boots, and let's get down to business. Drywall, the bread and butter of countless construction projects, and let me tell you, it's more than just slapping some boards on a frame. It's an art form that requires skill, patience, and a keen eye for detail. First off, you've got to know your measurements like the back of your hand. Every inch counts, and a small mistake can lead to big problems down the line. Cutting those boards to fit snugly takes precision, especially around tricky corners or angles. Measure twice, cut once. Next up, installation. This is where your preparation pays off. Screwing those boards in might seem straightforward, but you need to keep it level and secure. A level surface ensures that your walls are straight and true. And don't forget about using the right screws for the job. You don't want those boards popping off later. The right screws provide the necessary hold and stability. Once that's done, it's all about those smooth, seamless finishes. A well-finished drywall surface is the hallmark of a professional job. Taping and mudding, my friend, that's where the real artistry comes in. This step requires patience and a steady hand. You need the right consistency with your joint compound, a steady hand, and a keen eye for imperfections. The compound should be smooth and easy to work with. Sanding it down to perfection takes practice, but trust me, a flawless drywall job is a thing of beauty. It's the final touch that makes all the difference. For your trade test, practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the better you'll get. Get yourself some scrap drywall and framing materials and build a mock wall section. This will give you a hands-on experience. Practice your cuts, your installation techniques, your taping and mudding skills. Each step is crucial for a professional finish. The more you do it, the more confident you'll become. Confidence leads to better results and a more efficient workflow. And remember, safety first. Always wear your safety glasses when cutting and sanding drywall. Protecting your eyes is essential. Now let's talk about some common mistakes people make with drywall. Avoiding these can save you time and frustration. One of the biggest is not measuring accurately enough. Precision is key to a successful installation. Another mistake is not using enough screws or adhesive. This can lead to weak spots and potential failures. Finally, don't rush the taping and mudding process. Take your time to ensure a smooth and even finish. Mastering drywall takes time and dedication, but the results are worth it. A beautifully finished wall is a testament to your skill and hard work. Let's move on to tile. It can transform a space, but only if it's done right. First things first, you need to know your layout. Measuring and marking your area is crucial for a professional-looking job. Remember, a wonky tile job is an eyesore you can't unsee. Next, cutting those tiles. Whether you're using a wet saw or a tile cutter, precision is key. You'll need to make straight cuts, angled cuts, and even cut holes for pipes or fixtures. Practice makes perfect, so don't be afraid to experiment with scrap tiles. Now comes the adhesive. Applying it evenly is important for a secure bond. Use the right trowel size and make sure your coverage is consistent. And don't forget about spacers. They're essential for maintaining even grout lines. Grouting is the final touch that brings it all together. You'll need to mix the grout to the right consistency, apply it carefully, and clean up any excess. For your test, they'll likely have you laying tiles in a specific pattern, maybe even around some obstacles. Don't let it rattle you. Take your time, follow the layout, and make your cuts carefully. Now let's talk about some common tile mistakes. One is not prepping the surface properly. Mastering the art of tiling takes practice, but the satisfaction of a job well done is worth it. Plastering. It's an age-old trade that still requires skill and precision. Now, mixing plaster is a bit of a science. You need the right consistency, not too runny, not too thick. Get it wrong and you'll be fighting with the plaster instead of applying it smoothly. Applying plaster is where your finesse comes in. You'll be using a hawk and trowel to spread that plaster evenly across the wall or ceiling. It takes a steady hand and a good eye to get a consistent coat. And don't forget about those corners and edges. They can be tricky. Once you've got a good coat on, it's time to smooth and finish. This is where your artistic touch comes in. For your test, they'll likely have you plastering a section of wall, maybe even repairing some damage. Show them you know how to mix the plaster properly, apply it evenly, and create a smooth, professional-looking finish. Safety-wise, always wear a dust mask when mixing and applying plaster. Now let's talk about some common plastering pitfalls. One is not prepping the surface properly. Another mistake is not using enough plaster. Finally, don't rush the drying process. Mastering the art of plastering takes time and dedication, but the results are worth it. Chapter 4. Framing fundamentals. Framing, the backbone of any structure and a true test of a tradesperson's skill. Framing is where the magic begins, transforming raw materials into the skeleton of a building. First up, you gotta know how to read those blueprints like they're a comic book. Every line and symbol tells a story, guiding you through the construction process. Understanding building plans is crucial for accurate framing. It's like having a map that leads you to the treasure, a perfectly framed structure. You need to know your measurements, your angles, and your load-bearing walls. Precision here ensures the stability and safety of the entire building. Next, it's all about cutting and joining those framing members with precision. Each cut must be exact, each joint must be secure. Whether you're working with wood, steel, or aluminum, accurate cuts are essential for a strong and plumb structure. Different materials, same need for precision. You'll be using saws, nails, screws, and maybe even some high-tech fasteners. Each tool has its role in creating a sturdy frame, and let's not forget about levels. Keeping everything plumb, level, and square is the key to a structurally sound frame. This ensures that everything fits together perfectly. For your test, they'll likely have you framing a wall section, maybe even a door or window opening. These are common elements that test your framing skills. Show them you can read plans, make accurate cuts, assemble the frame securely, and keep everything plumb and level. Demonstrating these skills proves your competence. Safety-wise, always wear your safety glasses when cutting lumber. Those wood chips can fly. Protecting your eyes is crucial in a busy construction environment. Now let's talk about some common framing faux pas. Avoiding these mistakes can save you time and ensure a better build. One is not using the right lumber for the job. Different projects require different types of wood, so choose wisely. Another mistake is not squaring up the frame. An unsquared frame can lead to a host of problems down the line. Finally, don't underestimate the importance of bracing. Proper bracing ensures the frame can withstand various forces and remain stable. Mastering the art of framing takes time, practice, and a healthy respect for the laws of physics. It's a blend of skill, knowledge, and experience, but the satisfaction of building a strong, straight, and level structure is second to none. It's a testament to your craftsmanship and dedication. Chapter 5: Iron Bending Expertise. Iron bending. It's the muscle behind reinforced concrete, and it takes strength, precision, and a whole lot of know-how. Without it, the structures we build wouldn't stand the test of time. First off, you've got to learn to read those reinforcement plans like a pro. These plans are your roadmap to success. They tell you everything: the size of the bars, the spacing, the bends, the works. Every detail matters, and missing one can lead to structural issues. Next, it's all about cutting those steel bars to length. Precision here is key. You'll be using shears, torches, or abrasive cutters depending on the size and grade of the steel. Each tool has its own technique and safety measures. Accurate cuts are crucial here. You don't want to be short or long on your reinforcement. Measure twice, cut once, as they say. Now comes the fun part: bending those bars to the shapes you need. This is where skill and experience really come into play. You'll be using bending machines or hand benders, depending on the size and complexity of the bends. Each method requires a different approach. It takes a good eye and a steady hand to get those bends just right. Precision here ensures the integrity of the structure. Once you've got your bars bent to shape, it's time to tie them together. This step is crucial for the stability of the structure. You'll be using wire ties and pliers to create those cages and grids that give reinforced concrete its strength. These ties must be secure to hold everything in place. Make sure those ties are tight and secure. They're holding everything together. Loose ties can compromise the entire structure. For your test, they'll likely have you bending and tying some simple reinforcement shapes, maybe even a beam or a column. This is your chance to showcase your skills. Show them you can read plans, cut and bend bars accurately, and tie them together securely. Demonstrating your expertise in these areas is crucial. Safety-wise, always wear your safety glasses when cutting and bending steel. Those sparks and shards are no joke. Protecting your eyes is paramount. Now let's talk about some common iron bending blunders. Avoiding these can save you a lot of time and hassle. One is not using the right grade of steel. Each project requires specific grades for different parts. Another mistake is not bending the bars accurately. Precision is key to ensuring the structural integrity. Mastering the art of iron bending takes time, practice, and a healthy respect for the strength of steel. With dedication, you'll become an expert in no time. Chapter 6: Final Touches. We've covered a lot of ground today, from drywall and tile to plastering, framing, and iron bending. You've learned the ins and outs of each trade, the common mistakes to avoid, and the importance of safety. But before you head off to tackle those trade tests, I've got a few more pieces of advice to share. First and foremost, remember that your physical health is just as important as your trade skills. Construction is demanding work and requiring strength, stamina, and endurance. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, eating nutritious food, and staying hydrated. And don't forget to warm up those muscles before your test. You don't want to pull a hamstring halfway through. Next, remember that attention to detail is key in the trades. Testers aren't just looking for speed, they're looking for accuracy, neatness, and a commitment to quality. Take your time, double-check your work, and don't be afraid to ask questions if you're unsure about something. Third, stay calm and confident during the test. Nerves can get the best of anyone, but try to channel that nervous energy into focused action. Take deep breaths, trust your training, and remember that you've put in the time and effort to succeed. Ultra building your future. So there you have it, folks. We've gone over the key elements of several trades, and with the right preparation, you'll be well on your way to acing those tests. Remember, practice makes perfect. Get comfortable with your tools, your materials, and the techniques we've discussed. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how you learn and improve. Most importantly, go into that test with confidence. You've got this.
Stay tuned with Jobon International.